This is your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Friday, May 10. So glad you can join us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. A woman remains in serious but stable condition after she was stabbed multiple times at her home in the area of Brighton Road, South St. Michael. Natasha Thompson was home alone when an unknown assailant attacked her around 8:46 last evening. Her husband, Mark Thompson, returned home and discovered her on the floor in a pool of blood. She was immediately transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by private vehicle. Police are asking anyone with information about the incident to contact police emergency at 211, Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477 or the nearest police station. The Barbados government snubs a damning Financial Times report which blasts its decision to engage the consultancy services of the London-based White Oaks for millions of dollars. The article quotes a member of the External Committee of Creditors and Portfolio Manager at Invesco, Sean Newman, as saying that the fees charged by White Oaks was absurd given the size of the debt. But the Prime Minister's press secretary, Roy Morris, made it clear that its arrangement with White Oak is above board.
The government laid this contract with White Oak in Parliament several months ago in keeping with its commitment to full transparency. The government has also made it clear on and off the floor of Parliament that the savings that have come to the country amount to $99.55 out of every $100 of debt restructured. In other words, it is only paying 45 cents for every $100 saved from the debt restructuring program. This amounts to more than $1 billion in savings per year for each of the next 3 years and beyond.
White Oak has been acting as the external financial advisor to the Mia Motley-led administration for almost a year. According to the contract between government and White Oak, the company is paid US $85,000 per month for its services, which translates into earnings of US $1.02 million in retainer fee per year. Government is still negotiating with its external creditors. Morris described the Financial Times report as an unnecessary distraction.
This story is intended to distract and distort in order to put pressure on the government to cave in during the negotiations to restructure the foreign debt, and is clearly timed to coincide with the presence of an IMF mission being on the island at this time. It will not work.
Meanwhile, President of the Democratic Labour Party, Verla de Pisa, says the government must tell all to the people of Barbados in the interests of transparency. She insists the country has a right to know.
We need to know, especially since we're being told that Barbados has no money. How is White Oak to be paid? How do you play the austerity card with the people of Barbados and pay one firm such a hefty sum of money? And while we are at it and we are investigating one contract with a consultant, I think it is high time as a country that we were told the specifics in relation to all of the consultancies, particularly those in relation to the finance ministry. We have to know. We are entitled to know. The people of Barbados insisted at the last election on their right to know.
The chairman of the Employment Rights Tribunal, Justice Christopher Blackman, today expressed concern that too many employers are ignoring the precepts of due process and natural justice when it comes to dealing with their employees. According to the former High Court judge, this is one of the major issues that has been emerging in cases brought before the tribunal. He warned employers to check their processes for disciplining their workers and ensure that the process is conducted in a fair and transparent manner.
Summary dismissals, don't give them a fair hearing. Just a lack of respect for the rules of natural justice. And I'll just particularly use one of them. As a way of perhaps sending someone for employers to consider And I say this, I'm going to choose my words carefully lest anyone feel that I say anything that will say that I have a bias against, because I don't. I can anticipate what will happen. But I think employers have to be careful of how they deal with a process of discipline with someone. In that, if you have a dispute, your human resources department should have a mechanism to ensure that the body who's going to adjudicate that dispute is free and independent of management in a fashion that there won't be contaminated by a view of management.
There's a popular saying that one good turn deserves another, and today bus driver Dale Hall discovered just that. Just over a week ago, Hall saved the life of a Lodge School student, 13-year-old Alison Downs, who had an asthma attack on board the school bus. Hall put Downs on his back and rushed her to a doctor's office. Downs recounted the incident.
When I got into the bus, everything was fine until I got poisoning. But it didn't feel that bad, but then just suddenly it started to hurt more. So I contacted my mom. But then my best friend who was sitting next to me told the lady who was close to the driver that the girl behind him is having an asthma attack. He asked everyone in the bus if they have an inhaler, but they said they didn't have any and some didn't know what it was. So he put me on his back and rushed me in to the doctor's office as quick as possible. And at the same time, I got in there in the nick of time because I felt like I couldn't do it no more because I felt I was on my last breath. So he actually saved my life.
Her mother, Alison, could not stop thanking Hall.
You made me cry because you know, see these things happen is one, not if it's a movie, but if it's real. You understand? And what you did was so good. You have been my love, my friendship. You will always be a part of me now and my family. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Hall was showered with gifts from the school, but he said he was just being himself when he offered help.
When you see me crying on stage just now and on the morning Barbados yesterday, it's because the realization of what really went on hit me and it made me feel emotional and made me cry. That's why. And I softened on that. It's just that, yeah, I felt the need for life, how important life is. I have 2 children as well, and if it was one of my children, I would want somebody to help them. So by listening and seeing a lot of parents over the years losing their children, it ain't an easy feeling to lose a child. So I had to do what I had to do. So thank God that I was in the right place at the right time and everything falling in line to save she life so she could be here today.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
There's little relief in sight for prevailing drought conditions, and according to forecasters, it will be a hot summer. We get more in this report from Television Jamaica.
This is what the Mona Reservoir looked like in early 2018, but now the water level has fallen below 30%. It's a similar situation at the Hermitage Dam. Head of the Met Service, Evan Thompson, says the situation is not likely to improve anytime soon, as forecast rainfall in May is not expected to be enough to ease the drought.
However, the projection for the rest of the month is that we will get near normal rainfall. So we are still expecting some rain, but the mere fact that we have been experiencing a deficit over the past few months going into May with just normal rainfall might not be sufficient to take us through the summer months.
With higher than normal temperatures predicted for the summer months, it's expected that the water shortage will continue. It's a situation which is further compounded by the road constructions underway in sections of the corporate area.
The quicker we get done with that kind of work, the better it would be as we move forward, especially because, as I said, we are looking for extremely or higher than normal temperatures.
And on the international scene, at least 65 migrants are believed to have died after their boat capsized in the Mediterranean off the coast of Tunisia. The United Nations Refugee Agency reported that 16 people survived. Survivors say the boat left Libya on Thursday and ran into trouble because of strong waves. The UNHCR says some 164 people died en route between Libya and Europe in the first 4 months of 2019. And that's news. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can hear us on a Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.